What's up everybody, Gadget Guinea Pig here, and as you can see, the format of this video is already different than what you're used to, but that's because I'm trying something different. Little vlog slash outdoor adventure type video. I mean, I have to leave the apartment sometimes. But if you're worried that music video reactions might disappear, fear not, they will not be disappearing. I am always going to be checking those out as long as I can be legally allowed to do so on YouTube. But today, we're going somewhere that I've been wanting to go for a really long time, and it's a rainy, cold day here in Tokyo, so what better day to do it than to get out of here and get into another building. I think that makes sense. Alright, anyway, this is a new style of video for me, so if there's any issues or improvements or criticisms, constructive criticisms that you think you can impart upon me, please do. This is definitely a work in progress type of thing for me, and by no means am I a professional, but I'd like to improve. Anyway, off to our destination. So what you're seeing now is pretty much just my commute from my home base to the Snoopy Museum. All in all, it probably took me about an hour to get there, and that was 2 line transfers. Starting off on the Yamanote-sen, or the Yamanote line, transferring over to the Den in Toshi line at Shibuya Station. And pretty much when you get on the Den and Toshi line, it gets pretty chill, much less crowded. You're really starting to get away from the densely populated city, and it starts to open up a little bit more, gets a little more rural. Now, this is the site that you see upon arriving at Minami Machida Grandberry Park Station. Immediately, you'll notice that everything is decked out in Snoopy and Peanuts. I mean, it's pretty fantastic if you're into that kind of thing, which I am. Not only is Grandberry Park the home of the Snoopy Museum, but it's also a gigantic outlet mall. So, you know, if you want to get in some shopping outside of going to the museum, this place has you covered. Plenty of restaurants. Really a fun way to spend the day, if you ask me. And there it is, the grand entrance to the Snoopy Museum, which is quite impressive upon first sight. You will be entering through Snoopy's giant mouth, and next to it is the Peanuts Cafe, which I did not eat at, but I will show you a little bit more of the menu for that later on in the video. Even after entering, you're immediately charmed by all the Peanuts decorations going on in the walls, and even on the ceilings. There was a workshop taking place of some sort that I wasn't allowed access to, but it looked like they were having fun, so okay, FOMO. Something they do that I found to be a really great attention to detail was the ticket that you get for the day that you go will have a Peanuts comic strip printed on it, and that comic strip will be from the same day at some point in history, if that makes sense. So now we're entering Snoopy's Wonder Room, the first room that you'll see upon entering the gallery slash exhibition of the museum. And it's essentially a collection of Snoopy and Peanuts memorabilia throughout the years, going as far back as the 50s. And it's a real blast from the past, especially if you've enjoyed the Peanuts gang over the years. And even if you're a newer fan to Peanuts, it's really cool to see how far the series has come and sort of the evolution of the characters, their designs, and the different types of merchandise that they've been a part of over the years. The biggest hit of nostalgia for me was the drinking glasses from the Snoopy Camp collection, because I remember having those glasses when I was younger. Our family had the whole set of them, so it really just instantly transported me back to that time in my life. Some really great stuff here. After leaving Snoopy's Wonder Room, you go into the Charles Schultz section of the exhibit, and it opens with this wonderful quote of him saying, "The only thing I ever wanted to be was a cartoonist." And there's this series of photos that you'll see here, but as we get to the last one, that was when one of the staff members scolded me for filming because I did not see the "do not film" sign, so I was lucky to even get that part. But after that, there was a lot of really interesting photos of him as a child, his family, him growing up over the years, as well as the first Peanuts comic strip, and even the last Sunday paper comic strip that he did for Peanuts. The next section of the exhibit is where the colors really come to life, and there's these giant Peanuts comic strips painted on the walls, as you can see. As well as the beginning of the introduction of the Peanuts gang, starting, of course, with Charlie Brown, Lucy, Linus, etc. It just goes down the line, and there's a little section for each character, comic strips associated with those characters that sort of focus on them, and it goes through pretty much all of the main players, and it ends with Charles Schultz and his thoughts about the Peanuts gang, and how they weren't really derived from any people that he knew in his real life, except for some of the names of the characters. Other than that, all of the members of the Peanuts gang were really just created from various parts of Charles Schultz. From the third floor exhibition gallery, you go down the stairs, and even the stairwell is elaborately decorated with Peanuts comic strips. Now, I don't necessarily recommend filming while going up or downstairs, but for the sake of this video, I was willing to put my health and safety on the line for you, dear viewer. Upon reaching the second floor, you are greeted with a giant image of Charlie Brown's infamous bald head and the beginning of another gallery. After reading about a brief history of the Charles M. Schultz Museum in Santa Rosa, California, you're then led into a gallery of giant Snoopy statues where, of course, you could take all the photos you like. This area does get a little bit congested because everyone wants a photo op. At random intervals, there appears to be a light show that takes place where the lights go down and Snoopy's shadows start to play on the wall. The next area is all about traveling with Peanuts, and this is really where you see the global reach that the Peanuts comic strip has, from Wimbledon to Tokyo to Scotland to Needles, and all the different characters and all the different adventures that they go on. The beaches of California, even. I mean, you name it. There's not a lot of places that these characters haven't gone to, and this section of the exhibit displays that. After you're done traveling with Peanuts, you'll enter what is essentially the last area of the gallery, and it is a giant Snoopy house, which is a perfect photo opportunity area. Then there's a little table where you can draw your own little picture of Snoopy or various members of the Peanuts gang, stick it up on the wall. But be warned, this area also gets quite congested with people wanting to add their artwork to the wall. And then you're essentially done. Then you'll go down another staircase filled with wonderful comic panels. And that leads you directly to Charlie's shop, which is, of course, the gift shop of the Snoopy Museum. And now we're going to take a look at all of the merchandise, or just about all of the merchandise that the Charlie Brown shop has to offer. From this point, I do my best to show the product as well as the price associated with it. I'm not going to talk over the merch section too much because most of it's pretty self-explanatory. This small room with Snoopy's little red house in the center was filled mostly with books, stickers, postcards, various pieces of art that you can hang on your wall, posters, etc. The next bit of merchandise is more of the everyday practical use items such as glasses and cups, plates. There's a Snoopy bottle cover if you're into that kind of thing. I found the salt and pepper shakers of Charlie Brown and Snoopy to be particularly charming, and for that more Japanese touch in your home decor, you can have Snoopy chopstick holders. How cute are those? No gift shop would be complete without a stuffed doll collection, and of course, there's a variety for you to choose from: Charlie Brown, Snoopy, my personal favorite, Olaf. There's also some outdoor camping items, such as a tent, sort of mixed in there. No rhyme or reason, it's just there, but it's nice to have variety, isn't it? And no trip to a gift shop in Japan would be complete without snack souvenirs or snack omiyage. A handful to choose from here, such as chocolate chip cookies, waffle cookies, the infamous chocolate crunch, the usual suspects. The next bit of merchandise is hand towels because in Japan it's a must. There's almost never any way to dry your hands when you go to the restroom. You gotta have a hand towel. They have those here for you. There's also a selection of handbags, little totes, because again, in Japan, you're always walking somewhere. You gotta have a bag to carry that stuff in. There are some more miscellaneous items, more stickers, an alarm clock. And rounding out the merchandise, gotta have t-shirts, right? A handful of t-shirts, as well as a couple of sweaters, some hats. All in all, I thought it was a great gift shop because it was quite spacious. You could move around and sort of shop comfortably, which is not always the case here in Japan. As promised, now that we're done with the museum, I'll show you the menu for the Peanuts Cafe, which is right next door. They had a limited time Sakura themed dessert menu with a Sakura ice cream sandwich set, Sakura lemonade and parfait. Then there's a lunch menu that is inspired by the traveling peanuts section of the exhibit. So there's a peppermint patty, France inspired sandwich, a Snoopy Grand Slam crepe inspired by Wimbledon, Spike's Mexican tacos, presumably inspired by his wandering travels through the Needles Desert. There's a milkshake. I have no idea what that's from, but it looks good. And then there's another whole other side menu that, if you'd like to take a closer look, give it a pause, see what's up. Hey guys, Jason again, home after a long day at Snoopy Museum of Tokyo, and just a shout out to the people on YouTube that make these long form videos on a regular basis. It was exhausting actually filming everything with the audience in mind of what they might want to see, so it is not easy. I don't know how often I'll do these, but yeah, it was difficult, but it was fun. I might try to squeeze one of these videos in every once in a while in between music reaction videos, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, of course, I would love it if you gave it a like or told somebody about it. Maybe they're interested in the Snoopy Museum, and leave your thoughts, constructive criticism down in the comments below. What do you think I should add in to a video like this? Do you like the narration style? Do you like the idea of me being on camera more? And if you'd like to see more videos like this, of course, please let me know. But as always, thank you so much for helping my small channel grow. Thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one.